Let's be honest. We all procrastinate. We plan. We list things out. And then life takes over. But what if productivity didn't mean doing more, but simply doing things better? In this summary of secrets of productive people, you'll learn how to focus smarter, avoid burnout, and finally feel in control of your time. Stick around. This might be the clarity you've been looking for. Do you often delay your work? Do you find it hard to stay focused and be productive? Many people think that being productive means running around all day and finishing a long list of tasks, but that's not the real meaning of productivity. Being productive is more than just doing a lot of work. It's a way of thinking. It's about using your time wisely and staying focused on what truly matters. In this summary, you will learn what real productivity means and how to manage your time better. You'll also learn how to deal with failure. Instead of seeing failure as a bad thing, you'll understand that it can teach you important lessons. What matters is that you keep going and stay focused. You will also learn how to choose the most important tasks and ignore the rest. Time is your most valuable resource, so use it carefully. And remember, being productive doesn't mean working all the time. Taking breaks is also important. You'll learn how to rest properly so you don't burn out. The tips in this summary can help you in your daily life. They'll help you live with more purpose and joy. This summary will change your thinking from, "I can't do it," to, "How can I do it?" That question is the starting point of becoming truly productive. What is productivity? Many people feel afraid or overwhelmed by the word productivity. They think it's something difficult or only possible for highly disciplined people. Often, they see themselves as failures because they struggle to stay productive. And honestly, it's true for many. People tend to keep delaying their work, and over time, they feel even less productive. But that doesn't mean they're incapable. It simply means their method needs to change. Productivity isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. So, what is productivity really? At its core, productivity means making progress. It means setting a goal and taking steady steps toward it. You don't need to reach the goal instantly to be productive. What matters is that you're moving forward, bit by bit, with focus and intention. Productivity is more about how you work than what you finish. People often confuse productivity with working efficiently, as if doing something faster automatically makes you productive. But that's just one part of it. To be truly productive, you need two key things: efficiency and creativity. When you combine these two, doing things well, efficiency, and thinking in new ways, creativity, you become genuinely productive. Now, creativity here doesn't mean painting or writing music. In this context, it means asking smart questions and looking at problems from different angles. A productive person is someone who can think differently and find better ways to solve problems. Let's take an example. Imagine you're a sales manager, and your job is to increase your store's sales by 10% every month. Most people would jump straight into action, making a to-do list, planning campaigns, or setting daily targets. But a creative thinker would start by asking questions. Why are sales low? What factors affect them? What changes have worked in the past? By asking these questions, you begin to see the real problems. Maybe your sales team isn't motivated enough. In that case, offering bonuses for exceeding targets might help. Or maybe your store isn't attracting enough customers. Then, investing in better advertising could be the answer. This is creative thinking, not about doing more, but about doing what works. But creativity alone isn't enough. You also need efficiency, the ability to execute your ideas with a smooth system. Without good execution, even the best ideas fail. Efficient people create processes that reduce wasted time and energy. To do that, it's important to understand two types of tasks: low-level and high-level. Low-level tasks are your daily routines: eating, sleeping, reading, exercising. They don't require deep focus because they're already part of your habits. If you manage these well with a set schedule, they won't drain your mental energy. High-level tasks, on the other hand, involve your goals and new challenges, things you don't do every day. These tasks need full attention because they're unfamiliar. They stretch your mind and body and push you to grow. Balancing both types of work is important, but also exhausting. If you try to give equal attention to everything, you'll quickly feel tired and stressed. That's why you need to ignore the unimportant. Not everything deserves your energy. Learn to let go of things that don't move you closer to your goals. Low-level activities may not directly impact your big goals, but they still affect your daily life. Being efficient with these tasks helps you save time and avoid unnecessary stress. And here's the secret: you don't need to be extremely productive all the time. What matters more is consistency. If you can improve just a little each day, even 5%, that's more powerful than making a huge leap once in a while. Small progress made daily is better than a burst of progress followed by burnout. You don't need to take giant steps. Just keep moving forward one day at a time. Productive time management. Time management is one of the most important skills you need to become truly productive. If you can't organize your time or stick to a schedule, you'll struggle to handle pressure when it matters most. But here's the truth. Most people misunderstand time management. They make long to-do lists and try to organize their day around deadlines. While this may feel like a good start, it often doesn't lead to real progress. In fact, it can backfire. To-do lists may look helpful, but they often add pressure instead of motivation. Seeing a long list of tasks can make you feel overwhelmed. Instead of encouraging you to take action, it can lower your confidence and motivation. You start stressing about how much is left rather than celebrating what you've done. The problem with traditional to-do lists is that they focus more on what's unfinished. You keep crossing off completed tasks and adding new ones, but there's no sense of progress. You always feel like you're behind because the list keeps growing. Another issue is that these lists scatter your focus. They include many unrelated tasks, making it hard to see which ones truly matter. And when your attention is split between too many things, productivity suffers. Real productivity comes from focusing on fewer things, not more. Many people believe that being productive means staying busy all the time, but that's not true. Productivity is not about doing more. It's about managing your work smartly. You should never take on more responsibilities than you can handle. Otherwise, you'll burn out. So how can you manage your time in a more productive way? Here's a simple 5-step method you can try. Step 1. Write down just 5 tasks. Don't overthink it or prioritize. Simply write down the first 5 things that come to your mind. Step 2. Start working on the first task. You don't have to finish it in one go. Work on it for as long as you can, then move on to the next. Step 3. When you begin working on a task, cross it off the list. You can add a small note at the bottom to remind yourself how you'll continue or finish it later. This keeps your list clean and your progress visible. Step 4. Keep going until you have only 2 tasks left on your list. Only then are you allowed to add more. This helps you avoid feeling overwhelmed while staying in control. Step 5. Add 3 new tasks and repeat the process. This way, you're always making progress without piling on pressure. Make a new list every day and continue from where you left off the day before. You don't need to finish every single task to feel productive. Just carry forward the unfinished ones into the new list. This gives each day a fresh start and keeps your energy focused on what you can do, not on what you didn't do. You should avoid making multiple lists. They often cause more stress and confusion. If you're worried about forgetting something important, simply set a reminder or alarm. That way, your mind stays clear and your list stays simple. Remember, the goal of time management is not perfection. It's progress, one clear, manageable step at a time. Failure is your friend. Many people believe that failure is something to be ashamed of, something we must avoid at all costs. But truly, productive people don't fear failure. Why? Because they understand how valuable it can be. Failure is a normal part of life. In fact, it can be one of your greatest teachers or your worst enemies. And the choice is yours. Think of failure like a friend. Some friends bring out the best in us, while others lead us down the wrong path. Failure can do the same. It can guide you toward success or drag you into frustration. What matters is how you treat it. To understand how failure can be good or bad, let's explore two common situations. First, failure becomes harmful when you're so afraid of it that you avoid taking any risks. You may tell yourself, if I don't try, I can't fail. But living too safely is a kind of failure on its own. It means you're not exploring your full potential. True failure isn't just about falling short of a goal, it's about not trying at all. Second, failure can also happen when you're too confident. Sometimes, people believe they're so skilled that they can't fail. But overconfidence often leads to mistakes. They ignore the basics, miss small details, and lose focus. Their ego becomes a blindfold. So how can failure be a good thing? In the real world, failure isn't a weakness. It's often a stepping stone to success. People who view failure as part of the journey become wiser, more grounded, and stronger. This humble mindset can lead you to great achievements. There are two powerful ways to look at failure. One, see failure as a possibility. When you accept that failure is always a possibility, you stay humble. You double-check your work. You prepare better. You stay focused on what really matters. Many failures happen because of small, avoidable mistakes, and when you respect the possibility of failure, you're more likely to prevent them. 2. See failure as a fact. Failure is not something to fear. It's something to learn from. As the saying goes, experience is the best teacher. Every failure gives you feedback. If you treat it as a lesson, you'll grow stronger. Everyone fails, but not everyone learns from it. Be the kind of person who does. The most successful people are often those who have failed the most, but they never gave up. Their stories inspire us because they faced struggles, learned from them, and kept moving forward. Be one of those people. Don't fear failure. Accept it as a natural part of life. See it as a possibility and a truth. Let it guide you, not stop you. Be consistent. If there's one habit that can truly change your life, it's consistency. You've already learned that being productive means making steady progress. But here's something even more important. Consistency alone isn't enough. You must consistently do the right things. And you have to regularly check whether you're still on the right path. If not, you could end up worse off than when you started. Many people believe that staying consistent guarantees success. But think about it. What if you keep doing the wrong things every day? Will that lead to success Of course not. Consistency is the final part of the process. The first step is knowing what's right, the mindset and techniques that truly support your productivity. Once you've figured that out, it's time to stay consistent with purpose. When you learn to do the right things every day, even when it's hard, you'll become capable of achieving anything. Consistency doesn't just mean staying motivated. It means staying disciplined. There will be days when you don't feel like working. On those days, the real challenge is convincing yourself to take action anyway. Have you ever wondered why some people learn things quickly while others struggle, or why some people succeed even though they seem to have less talent? Sometimes people are naturally gifted, but without consistency, even talent fades. Success comes from combining your abilities with steady effort. And if you don't have natural talent, don't worry. Consistency can still take you far. To stay consistent, you must learn how to focus. As human beings, we get distracted easily, especially by things we like. That's why narrowing your focus to fewer things helps you stay on track. Keep your attention where it belongs. Train your mind to stay where your goals are. Another reason people fail to stay consistent is because they take on too much. They say yes to more than they can handle. In the end, they're left with too many tasks and not enough time. The result? Stress, guilt, and unfinished goals. Always remember, there are only 24 hours in a day. You can't work every minute. You need time for yourself, your family, and your peace of mind. Being consistent doesn't mean working all the time. It means showing up every day and giving time to the promises you made to yourself. But before starting something new, ask yourself, do I truly have time for this? If not, hold off. Don't commit to a new task until you've cleared space in your schedule. Focus on quality over quantity. It's not about how many things you finish. It's about how well you do them. And when you focus on doing fewer things better, you'll naturally become able to handle more. Here's a simple way to practice this. Make a list of the tasks you've committed to. Keep it short. You don't need a long list that drains your energy. Just include the tasks that truly matter to you, the ones you want to do, and carve out time for them each day. If you want to do something new, but don't have time right now, wait. Finish your current responsibilities first. Once they're done, you'll have the mental space to start something new with full focus. In the end, staying consistent isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up. It's about choosing quality. And it's about honoring your time every single day. The work only you can do. When you apply for a job, there's one question that almost always comes up in interviews. What makes you different from everyone else? This question isn't just about your skills, experience, or education. What the interviewer really wants to know is this: are you doing work that anyone could do, or are you doing work that only you can do? Every person has a unique set of skills, strengths, and life experiences. But the truth is, many jobs involve routine tasks, the kind that anyone with a bit of training could handle. These repetitive tasks don't necessarily need you. That's why, if you want to become truly productive, you must learn to focus on the kind of work that only you can do. Let's look at an example. Suzanne is an entrepreneur who recently started a real estate business. She helps people find and buy their dream homes. Most of her time goes into meeting clients, showing them houses, and closing deals. As her business started to grow, she hired 2 more agents to help. While all 3 were doing similar work, buying and selling homes, Suzanne had one important difference. She was the owner and CEO of the agency. Along with sales, she was also responsible for strategy, branding, and managing the future of the company. But when things got busy, Suzanne would get caught up in daily sales, just like her agents. She stopped focusing on the big picture, the work that only she could do. When you clearly understand which tasks require you, and only you, it becomes easier to make smarter decisions. You stop wasting time on things that can be delegated and start investing your energy where it really matters. You don't have to do everything yourself. There is nothing wrong with asking for help, especially from people who are skilled and trustworthy. If someone else can do a task well, let them. Free yourself to focus on the responsibilities that truly need your attention. Once you identify the work only you can do, commit to it. Spend more time on it. Improve your skills in that area. Become an expert, because the better you get at your unique work, the more valuable and successful you become. Continuous feedback. No one becomes successful alone. Behind every successful person, there's a long journey of learning, growth, and consistent feedback. Getting feedback from others is a key part of improving. It helps you see things you might miss and keeps you honest about where you stand. Feedback helps you measure your progress. It shows you what's working, what's not, and where you can improve. It's like a mirror that reflects the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Not all feedback is positive, but learning how to accept it with the right mindset is a powerful skill. There are two kinds of feedback. Positive feedback boosts your confidence and encourages you to keep going. Negative feedback can feel discouraging. It can make you feel like you're far from your goals. But here's the thing, both types of feedback are necessary for growth. In fact, negative feedback can be even more useful when viewed correctly. Instead of getting upset over criticism, use it as fuel to improve. Think back to what you learned about failure. It's not always a setback. Often, it's a stepping stone to success. Negative feedback is no different. If you treat it like a helpful friend, it will push you to work harder and grow stronger. Don't wait for feedback once in a while. Make it a regular part of your routine. The more feedback you receive, the clearer your path becomes. Keep asking, am I getting closer to my goals? Is the work I'm doing enough, too much, or not enough? But it's not just about collecting opinions. You must learn how to understand feedback. Not all advice will be relevant. Focus only on what aligns with your personal goals. Your priorities must always guide your decisions. And most importantly, take action. Feedback is useless if it doesn't lead to change. The goal of feedback is to help you make better decisions going forward. When you use feedback wisely, your productivity can grow far beyond what you imagined. Let's take a simple example. Imagine your goal is to save $25,000 by the end of the year. To make this happen, you commit to tracking your finances daily. You use a financial tracking sheet to record your income and expenses. After a few weeks, you notice that by cutting $2,000 in monthly spending, you'll easily reach your goal. That tracking sheet is your feedback tool. It tells you exactly where you stand. By analyzing the data, you realize you're closer to your goal than you thought, and you know exactly what to do to reach it. Now comes the most important step: action. Based on the feedback, you make a list of things you can stop spending money on. You choose to live simply and spend mindfully. Every small change brings you closer to your goal. This is how feedback works. It guides your steps, but only if you're committed. Your goal should be your top priority. Productivity means nothing unless you're committed to your purpose. Keep listening, keep adjusting, and be flexible. Your routine doesn't need to stay the same forever. Adapt it to fit your situation. Success comes when you combine feedback with action. again and again? Take breaks and naps. Taking breaks and resting are often the most overlooked parts of productivity. Many people don't believe in them. They keep pushing themselves until they hit their limits, thinking that working nonstop is the only way to succeed. But in truth, knowing when to pause is even more important than pushing forward. To do your best work, especially if you do the same thing every day, you need rest. No one can stay focused or do quality work when their body is tired or their mind is sleep-deprived. It's better to take a short break today than to be forced to take a full week off because of burnout or illness. Interestingly, productive people often seem more relaxed than unproductive ones. Why? Because unproductive people tend to rush everything at the last minute. Meanwhile, productive people manage their time well, break tasks into steps, and avoid panic. They don't complain about time running out because they're in control of it. When you work without rest, stress and fatigue begin to build. That's why it's so important to balance your work with your personal life. Taking a full day off is good, but you also need to take short breaks during your workday. These small pauses help recharge your body and mind so you can come back stronger. Don't think of rest as wasted time. Think of it as an investment in your health and energy. There are two main types of breaks you can take during the day. Scheduled breaks, which you plan at specific times, like a 15-minute break after 2 hours of work. Unscheduled breaks, which you take when you feel mentally or physically tired. You can choose one or both, depending on what works best for you. Just make sure you listen to your body. Ideally, your breaks should be short, between 10 to 20 minutes. The goal is to boost your energy, not drain it. If your break is too long, your mind might switch off completely, and it can become hard to get back to work. Another powerful habit is to end your workday at the same time every day. When the clock hits your chosen cutoff time, train yourself to stop. This helps you create a routine, and routines are powerful tools for building discipline and consistency. Also, don't waste your break time multitasking. A productive break doesn't mean checking emails while eating lunch. It means completely relaxing, mentally and physically. Choose to spend your break time wisely so you return to work feeling refreshed and ready. Research shows that people who work through lunch are actually less productive than those who take real breaks. They tire more quickly and become sluggish later in the day. But those who take short, smart breaks throughout the day stay energized and productive much longer. So give yourself permission to pause. A few minutes of rest could be the most productive thing you do all day. Productive living to the maximum. Living life to the fullest doesn't mean being busy all the time or forcing yourself to do things you don't enjoy. It means living in a way that feels true to you, doing the work and pursuing the goals that matter to your heart, not just the ones others expect from you. To live this kind of life, the first thing you need is trust in yourself. Without self-belief, productivity won't last. You don't need to win every time to believe in yourself. And just because you failed doesn't mean you're not capable. Don't let your mistakes define you. If you can't trust yourself, who will? You're the first and most important person you can depend on. Now, think about this. Every person gets the same 24 hours in a day. Around 8 hours are usually spent sleeping, which leaves you with 16 hours. What separates productive people from unproductive ones isn't more time. It's better use of time. That's why the first step toward productive living is to get clear about what you want from life. What are your personal and professional goals? Where do you want to be in the next 5 years? When you imagine your future, what do you see? Your daily actions should move in the same direction as your long-term dreams. That means you need both short-term and long-term goals, and you need to work for them consistently. Set aside time, create a schedule, and stick to it. You'll need motivation and discipline. You'll need consistency. You might not reach your goal tomorrow, but if you keep going, you will get there. Also remember, to-do lists are not the ultimate solution. They often overwhelm more than they help. Instead, follow the 5-step productivity method you've already learned. This approach helps you focus on what really matters and allows you to discover the tasks you truly enjoy. At the end of each day, review what you've done. Look at the tasks you completed. Which ones felt meaningful? Which ones drained you or felt unnecessary? Now, take it a step further. Create a no list. This is a list of tasks you no longer want to do, things that waste your time or don't add value to your life. A no list protects your energy and keeps you focused on what matters most. Living productively means not wasting time on things that don't matter. It's about choosing quality over quantity, meaning over busyness, and purpose over pressure. When you learn to use your time wisely and live by intention, you'll discover that success doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing what matters most. Let's take a moment to reflect on what you've learned. First, you explored the basics of productivity. To become truly productive, you need to be both creative and efficient. You must ask the right questions about your goals and build systems that help you move toward them with clarity. Second, you discovered the power of a productive attitude. Your mindset matters more than you think. When challenges arise, view failure as a friend, not an enemy. Stay consistent even when progress feels slow. That's how success is built. Third, you learned how to focus on the work only you can do. Time is your most valuable resource. Don't waste it on tasks that others can handle. Identify your unique strengths, prioritize those tasks, and delegate the rest. Fourth, you uncover the importance of rest and recovery. Productive people aren't those who work nonstop. They're the ones who know when to pause. Breaks recharge your body and mind, helping you return to work with greater energy and clarity. And finally, you saw that living a productive life means mastering time management and setting clear priorities. Your life is yours to shape. Don't spend your precious time on things that don't matter. Instead, take full ownership of your goals and commit to what truly fulfills you. Always remember, we each have 24 hours in a day. Your success, your happiness, and your future depend on how you choose to use them. So don't just understand productivity, live it. Take what you've learned, apply it starting today, and begin the journey of becoming the most productive version of yourself. Thank you for listening till the end. If this summary inspired you to take control of your time and live more purposefully, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful book summaries. Let us know in the comments, what's one change you'll make starting today to become more productive? Remember, success doesn't happen overnight, but if you stay focused, consistent, and intentional, your time will become your greatest asset. Keep learning, keep growing, and as always, stay productive.